Easter Show edisi kedua.
Halo guys, terima kasih masih bersama saya di channel RJO Fans. Sekarang saya berada di Easter Show. Di belakang saya adalah pintu masuk.
Pada video kali ini akan menayangkan kelanjutan perayaan Easter. Tetapi sebelum melanjutkan untuk melihat pertunjukan yang ada, tahukah Anda bahwa Royal Agricultural Society of NSW atau RAS adalah organisasi nirlaba yang mendorong pembangunan berkelanjutan pertanian dan masyarakat pedesaan di Australia yang telah ada sejak 1822. Pada siang hari ini, terlihat cuaca yang cerah dan banyak pengunjung yang sedang mengantri seperti yang terlihat di belakang saya untuk memasuki kawasan Easter Show.
Oke guys, let's go. We go.
Perjalanan pada hari ini akan dimulai dari tur penemuan bagi anak-anak, di mana anak-anak dapat belajar tentang dari mana makanan segar berasal menggunakan realitas tertambah atau augmented reality dan realitas maya atau virtual reality. Selain itu juga, anak-anak dan keluarga dapat naik bis dan melakukan perjalanan ke perkebunan kentang di virtual reality. Di luar bis, pengunjung juga dapat menghidupkan buah dan sayuran menggunakan teknologi realitas tertambah atau AR. Adakah dari penonton yang tahu apa itu realitas tertambah atau augmented reality dan realitas maya atau virtual reality? Nah, realitas tertambah atau augmented reality adalah pengalaman interaktif di mana objek yang berada di dunia nyata ditingkatkan oleh informasi persepsi yang dihasilkan komputer melalui modalitas sensorik termasuk visual, pendengaran, haptik, somatosensori, dan penciuman. Sedangkan realitas maya atau virtual reality adalah pengalaman simulasi yang bisa mirip atau sama sekali berbeda dari dunia nyata. Adapun aplikasi dari realitas maya meliputi hiburan, pendidikan, dan bisnis. Selanjutnya, pengunjung dapat mempelajari bagaimana daging sapi dan domba diproduksi secara etis dan berkelanjutan melalui perjalanan 360 derajat yang disediakan oleh stand Pedok to Plate. Ada juga investigasi keamanan pangan dari stand kejahatan dapur yang dapat membantu pengunjung untuk mempelajari tentang aturan emas, keamanan pangan, identifikasi situasi dapur yang terkontaminasi, identifikasi pelaku bersalah dalam lemari es berbaris, dapat memilih skenario yang benar di lab kejahatan, dan dapat melihat tampilan close-up dari bakteri jahat. Pada sisi lain, pengunjung dapat melihat secara langsung pembuatan pie dengan menggunakan tepung gandum yang dibuat oleh produsen lokal. Serta pengunjung dapat melihat secara langsung beraneka ragam kapas dan juga dapat berbicara kepada petugas stand yang bertugas untuk mengetahui lebih lanjut tentang kapas. Terlihat juga berbagai macam kapas yang ditampilkan, mulai dari kapas mentah, kapas yang telah diolah menjadi benang dan tenunan, serta kapas tipis untuk pembersih muka. Pengunjung, terutama anak-anak, dapat mengikuti kelas memasak untuk belajar, menambah pengetahuan, dan meningkatkan kreativitas anak sejak dini. Berikutnya, perjalanan dilanjutkan untuk melihat pertunjukan domba, di mana pada pavilion domba terlihat beraneka ragam bulu domba yang mendapat penghargaan dari penyelenggara Easter Show. Jenis-jenis bulu domba yang mendapatkan penghargaan dapat dilihat dalam video ini. Selain penghargaan, ada juga piala dan medali yang ditampilkan dalam pertunjukan domba. Pertunjukan selanjutnya yaitu pencukuran bulu domba yang dilakukan oleh profesional.
From the way, I've got a few extra sheep to shear here, so as a bonus, I'll just shear a sheep before we start the show.
Nah, penonton dapat menyaksikan cara mencukur bulu domba secara langsung. Mari saksikan. Setelah domba dicukur, domba dikembalikan ke dalam kandang. Dan bulu domba yang telah dicukur disisihkan ke tempat lain.
Sheep that are as big as necks and dirty tigers, rusty nails. As close as tough as rusty nails. But there's cockies, sons and brand new chums. They fancy that they are great guns. They fancy they can shear the tear and pull. And the beggars get a free tear and pull. Because they cross the briny deep. They fancy they can shear a sheep with a rad-dum, rab-a-dub-dub. We'll use tailors, send them all home in a 9-juice tub. Now the very next job they undertake is to press the wool without any bale. That shearers hail the new.
Kemudian pertunjukan dilanjutkan oleh moderator dan disertai dengan perlombaan cukur domba dengan menggunakan mesin dan gunting biasa.
A good day? Yeah? Awesome. Hey, before we jump into the show, I just want to recognise the RAS with the 200-year show bag that they've got over the back in the back corner there. You can see the girls in the office. $25 for this one. There's $65 worth of value. All Australian owned and grown products that are inside this bag here, and all the proceeds are going towards the bush, so bush charities like flood and fire relief and those sort of things. So if you want to jump on that one, grab yourself one. Plenty of good stuff in there. We've got the hot sauce, we've got the pooper scooper, you've got the lotion, it just goes on and on and on. So if nothing else, grab yourself one of those ones over there in the back office in the corner there. Also, we've got the QR codes around in the grandstand here. If you jump on that QR code, scan it, it'll take you to your Instagram and you'll get a filter for the sheep. You can tap through the filters. There's forestry and a few others. There's the orchard one there, but you'll get the sheep one as well, so you can take that and send it to your friends and say you've been here with us at the shearing. Okay, so I'm Dane West, I'm from Dubbo out there, Central West New South Wales. We run a shearing team out there. We've got about 30-40 staff running out there typically, but we're seeing a bit of a shortage in the industry at the moment. The biggest shortage that we've had, in fact, in history. We had only a couple of years ago, you'll remember the drought, yeah? Also one of the biggest droughts in history, but through the drought, then a little thing called COVID and a few other different perfect storm that's happened, we're now seeing that we're really struggling for staff in this industry. So what we thought we'd do is we'd come down here. We've got about 50-60 shows to get through here, and we're well over the halfway, so we've just been doing a bit of recruiting. So we've been grabbing half the crowd, so I think we went with this half last time. So we're going to grab you guys here. We're going to take you back to Dubbo with us, and we're going to get you to come to TAFE, and we're going to do a week course. It's only a week out of your life. If you can't make it as a shearer, I reckon you'll go all right as wool handlers. If nothing else, it's a sea change, and I'll tell you what, it's a good way to lose weight. I haven't actually shorn myself for about 8 months. I went out to breathe the other day and done 4 days with my team. I lost about 5 kilos, so I'll tell you, I've got a little bit more to lose, but you can come and have a go with this. What do you reckon? You guys are more than welcome to come as well if you like. So anyway, we've actually got a bit of a special guest here too, ladies and gentlemen. He's our Contractors Association chairperson. He's Mr. Mick Schofield over there. So give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to come and critique my show here today. So He's got to get a little bit more excited, I hope too. But the two men that are doing all the hard work, I better introduce you to them. I'm only going to be speaking to you, giving you a few fun facts here today. But these two men up here, the young gentleman up there, stage left.
That's me, of course.
Four-time Australian champion, ladies and gentlemen. He is one of our AWI trainers. He has shone for the Royals and he is royal when it comes to our industry. How about it, Mr. Ian Elkins? You can
Thanks,
do that.
Dave. Thanks, everyone.
The other young man, he's one of the up-and-comers. He's only 25 years old and in 4 years he's moved his way through the 4 grades of our sports shear arena. He's got his own merino stud. When it comes to merino studs, he's got super and ultra-fine wool. He's the one with all your high-end garments with your suits and your apparels. He's probably grown it out there at Bigger near Crookville. How about it for Mr. Sam Picker? Okay, so you come to see a shearing demonstration here today. We've actually got 2 forms of shearing for you here today. We've got the machine shearing, but we've also got what Sam's going to be demonstrating for you. And it was the only option we had to shear a sheep up until the late 1800s. It was with a set of these right here, set of blades. That was the only form of shearing. A man up there at Blackhall in Queensland actually had the unofficial record. He shore about 311 sheep in 7 hours 35 minutes. Go forward a couple of years and the first mechanical means of shearing a sheep was invented, and that same man shore just over 300 sheep again with the mechanical means with the handpiece that Elko's got right in his hand there. But did you know that the handpiece that he's got, the mechanical means of shearing, was invented right here in Australia? It was an Aboriginal man that invented it, but you all know who he is, don't you? You've all seen a picture of him. What are we sitting at? It's the 11:30 show. Yeah, no, I reckon about 80% of you have actually pulled out a picture of him here today on the showground. You don't have money anymore. You're all plastic people down here in Sydney. Really? Fair income. Has anyone got a pineapple for me? Somebody got a pineapple? $50 note? Am I talking English? Over, fair income, all the way back over there. I've got to go. There's surely someone at the front here's got one. You got one for me? Could you grab it for me, please? I'll come all the way over to you, don't you worry. I'll just slip through here. Crikey. These are all plastic down here, are you? On your Easter Saturday. Thank you very much. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Give her a hand for that one. That's $100, mate, I've got for us today.
You beauty.
That's him right there, ladies and gentlemen. You will, if you're hanging around in the pavilion, you will see a bit of a clip up there on the big screen. Mr. David Unipon. Like we say, Aboriginal man, he had quite a few patents on different inventions that he had, and the original schematic drawings of the handpiece is on that old $50 note for you as well. Australia rode on the sheep's back, and he changed the industry when he went to the designing the handpiece, but what he also invented was the way the handpiece is in motion. So we've got up there is an overhead motor. Inside that tube is another tube going at 2,500 RPM. Absolutely humming. Think about your car driving down the highway. You're sitting about 2,200 RPM. This thing's even going quicker than that. And it goes down and into the handpiece where it changes the motion and starts in a cutting action going across. So we're going in a circular motion all the way down, and we're moving into a cutting action. What we've got is a comb underneath and a cutter on top. The cutter's cutting, the comb's combing through the wool. Because when you see these sheep, they're about to shear, they're what we call a medium frame merino. We've got bigger sheep out there. These sheep will be around 45, 50 kilos, but some of these sheep that we're breeding in the modern merinos can be up around that 80 or 90 kilos. So the boys have to know what they're doing. They have to know how to handle these sheep. So you'll see what they've got on their feet there, the moccasins. The reason they use those moccasins there, a lot of people have asked in other shows, is because they're nice and tight. They feel around and they're right up tight around the foot, so they can control and they can feel the animal. Because you think about it, we're the predator, they're the prey. We've got the eyes on the front of the head, they got the eyes on the side. So we want to make these animals feel as comfortable as possible throughout the process. Okay, so there's a few fun facts for you. I've got plenty more fun facts, but do you want to see them shear a sheep? I don't know, I can never take that. You don't want to hear my fun facts? No. Well, how about I can't say a few fun facts while they're shearing the sheep? Is that okay? Okay, thank you. Otherwise I'll just go at the back. Okay, so, well, it is the second show. It is Easter Saturday here today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What do you reckon? You want to see them have a race? Yeah? Righto. We'll have a race, Elko. We'll see how you go with this one. I reckon you should be able to nail this because you're the one with the machinery there. He's only got an old set of lights.
Yeah, that's right.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, well.
Hang on a minute. He's cheated.
Young Sammy's cheating already.
He's got half the sheep, Sean.
Yeah.
Well, looks like that's that. You're going to lose.
I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? You reckon this old fella can take this young fella on and beat him? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's why'd you go and do that, mate? You're only cheating.
Well, it's a competitive edge.
No, it looks like cheating to me. You've shorn half the sheep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've taken the belly and the points off this sheep. It's called shingling. But the reason I've done it, back in the day when these blades were in practice, our sheep obviously were quite small and didn't have that wool. So I've put this sheep back in time.
So you can cheat in this race. You knew what happened in the race. Right, let's see how they go, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, you're going to have to give us a hand. I'll call 3, 2, 1. You say go at the top of your voice and we'll get them underway. 3, 2, 1. What happened? That worked too
Nothing.
bad.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, didn't you? Right, he suffers a little bit of industrial deafness. So he's going to have to get a little bit louder and prouder. Okay, come on, Sydney. 3, 2, 1.
There's a couple of young kids in the front didn't have a go.
Alright, you and the Rabbitohs hat, you're going to have to get in with them and everyone else will go with you. Righto, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so talking about how we've got a shearer shortage and a wool handler shortage right across the industry. Come and see us if you might even be interested in that sea change. But our shearers, they get paid a piece rate, so they get paid per head on the amount of sheep that they shear. We get by the award $3.30, but we're seeing a lot of shearers getting paid on average $4, $4.50 and even up to $5 per head. The average shearer, they're shearing around that 100, 120 sheep a day, and our elite shearers, they're shearing up around that 180 to 250 and sometimes 300 sheep a day. So you do the maths on that, the top end shearers, they're well up around that $600 to $1,200 a day, and the average shearers, they're still shearing up around that $400 a day. So not bad money at all, is it? The wool handlers, on the other hand, well, they're the unsung heroes. They're the ones that actually prepare this fibre so you, at the other end, the consumer, can have the best fibre produced. So our mainline wool that you see on the back of the animal, that'll be worth anywhere from about 1,200 cents to $20 per kilogram. And what I'm doing here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is I'm actually, the first most important area that I need to remove and separate the wool is from around the breech of the animal. So what I'm taking out first is what we call the shanks, the hollow fibre. It's also the medullated fibre, so it doesn't absorb the dye. So think back to the 90s when you brought that jumper and it used to have that little itchy looking white fleck and you have a nice black jumper. That's what it was the medullated fibre. So we want to make sure our wool handlers are removing that. So that'll go into a separate line. Then we'll remove what we call our locks, under 50 millimetres in length, because our premium product that we've got there is normally harvested around that 90 to 100 millimetres so that it goes through the machines overseas when it's getting ready to make into the garments. But the most important one I want to remove is this stuff right here that I'm handling in my hands. This is what we call the stain, the urine stain, the dag, and one handful can ruin about 60 tonnes of wool. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're getting rid of this stuff. So if you don't want, no, you don't want that one. It's all urine stain. It's not. So we get rid of that one there. So that goes separate again. So we make sure that we keep all those inferior lines of wool separate. So we've got our, what's going on, mate? What's wrong?
I don't know. I was just thinking, you know, how we're having a beer at the pub last night.
Yep.
And you said you were working out at Brewarren out back New South Wales.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were working with this old bloke. And he showed you this new trick. How to hypnotise a sheep, put a sheep to sleep.
Put the sheep to sleep.
Yeah, I reckon you should do this, try this on this Sydney showground.
I don't know.
What do you reckon, guys? Yeah?
Can Mick look away? I don't really want him to know about this one there, the Monero.
That's all right.
You sure you want to see me put the sheep to sleep? Righto, we'll grab that boot over there. I'll make this real quick. It won't take long.
Righto.
Just grab the boot like this and you just put it underneath there like that.
Yep.
You all thought I was going to do something else. Grab the belly wool and I'll make a pillow just like that. Okay, so now you do that crocodile Dundee thing like this.
Yep.
And when you're ready, you bring that over like a blanket there like that. And you can just walk away. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty simple.
Not bad. Dane, I know you can't hypnotise the sheep, so come clean. Tell everyone what you just done.
Pull the wool over her eyes, okay? What we're actually showing, when we're out there training, whether it be in the industry with one of our contractors or whether it might be in the shed, in a workshop situation, you see where Elko's put his leg. He's got the legs of the animal off the ground, he's controlling that animal between his legs and with his footwork. They might give a little bit of a kick, but we've got them comfortable. Whenever their legs are up off the ground, they can't touch the ground. When she's kicking and squirming a little bit like that, she's comfortable and she'll enjoy the process. Because these animals, they'll live between 5 and 10 years of age. They'll get shorn every between 6 and 12 months, traditionally 12 months. But like we said, we want to be harvesting the wool around that 90 to 100 millimetres in length. So they're going to get shorn quite often, so we want to make sure that our men and women that are shearing them have got good control. So that left hand, as you can see, both shears with their left hand manipulate the skin as they go down that last side. What's going on now?
I'll tell you what, Dane, since this group's been so good,
Yeah.
I reckon we should get a couple up to come and have a shear. Yeah. How about we run a competition? Everyone thinks of between a number of between 1 and 10.
Who wants to have a shear?
Sam and myself will think of a number. If it matches our number, you get to come and have a shear. So that sounds a plan.
Yep, righto.
Righto.
So lady in the green. What's your number? Number 7.
That's it.
Oh,
Come up
righto.
here.
Young fella. Yep, what's your number? Number 5. Well done. How about that? 2 and 2. Come on up. Okay, so jump around there and step up on the bales. Where'd you go, Okay, so you'll see the control like I was just speaking to with the animal that the both shearers have. Whenever they can control that animal between their legs, they can use that free hand, manipulating the skin, controlling that animal. These animals here are around about that 5 or 6 years of age, so they've been shorn plenty of times. They've come literally straight out of the paddock of Bathurst, straight here to the Sydney Royal about 3 days ago. You can see how they're quite calm as the job's being finished. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to show you the wool handling demonstration here, ladies and gentlemen. So if we were out in the shed, and like Elko said, we had a team out of Warren, they were 8 shearers, they were shearing about 300 sheep a run. We do 4 runs a day, and every run there's 2 hours. So the wool handler would now have to come in, grab this wool, roll it up and throw it dead flat over here onto the table where we don't want any bunching, any folding, any overhang. So then they've got to go down and skirt the sides of it. So ladies and gentlemen, I've got a bit of a treat for you here. She's actually just over the side is Kelly Wombly. Kelly, come on over. She's going to show you, she's what we call our classer. So they get paid the most in the shed with our shed hands and our presses, and then you've got the classer. They'll sort the wool. So Kelly, if you can try not to get too dirty, but just roll that fleece up as you would if you were in the shed. And she's going to land it dead flat. She didn't know she was going to be a part of the show there until just a moment ago. So let's see if she can land this dead flat on the table. Not a bad one, look at that. Righto, your job's not done yet, Kel. Come back down here. Now this is if we're only in the shed, we'd only have about 40 seconds. We don't want to overskirt, don't want to underskirt, but we go along the sides now. We're removing what we're calling the sweat pieces. So it's all about having a bit of fun, and you're trying to race, and at the moment it looks like I've easily got her. She didn't even know it was a race, but there, she come right back and beat me. How about that? But what I was actually looking to do there, I was removing all the burr, all the VM, the vegetable matter, but I was also removing what we call the sweat pieces. So you can see all those little black tips, that's from underneath the armpits. So kids, when mum and dad say have a shower or a bath every night, this is what you'll look like if you don't. So that's why you want to remove those. We get those over there to the side because they're going to take a little bit more, cost a bit more to process as opposed to our beautiful white wool over there. So as we conclude the show, please come over, take a piece of wool, feel the lanolin in there, that's the natural oil, that's in your makeup products, and I hope you enjoyed the show and hope you enjoy your rest of your Easter Saturday. Thank you.
Setelah melihat pertunjukan pemotongan bulu domba, perjalanan dilanjutkan untuk melihat domba lain secara dekat, Dan juga terlihat contoh produk yang terbuat dari bulu domba seperti gaun dan mantel yang terbuat dari wool. Pada sisi lain, terlihat beberapa wanita dalam stand domba yang sedang menenun wool menjadi kain dan memintal wool menjadi benang.
If you wanted real classes, then you'd probably need to come down to Eastwood. Because our guild is now based in National. Well, look at spread those fingers and weavers, and you'll come and pay the council. And otherwise, the New South Wales Guild. New South Wales
Kemudian perjalanan dilanjutkan untuk melihat pertandingan pemotongan kayu, di mana dalam pertandingan pemotongan kayu yang diselenggarakan antara wilayah. Pemotongan kayu merupakan pertunjukan yang menarik yang ada dalam perayaan Easter Show, di mana David Foster adalah salah satu X-Men terhebat yang pernah ada di Australia. Pada tahun 1998, dari acara Easter Show, ia menjadi orang pertama dalam sejarah olahraga yang memenangkan 1000 kejuaraan. David telah menyelesaikan kompetisi gergaji tangan ganda dengan ayah, saudara laki-laki, putra, dan putrinya.
Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Well, this is Red Mark, 16 up here on Rock Up and see what's right back as we make our way along the line. How about we warm them up with our hands, ladies and gentlemen? We've got a little bit of an accomplishment out there as they go through this exercise. Very pleased with that result, and we make our way through down as we go. Daniel Clissold will also go down a little further to the young lady on the end, Madison Bennett. Let's get behind the young lady down there. They're giving him the family watching and giving a little encouragement. This side of Bennett, who is completing 6, the block 6 there, so we'll have a look along as we go to block number 8. Before we give some results, let's help the young lady. Give her a big cheer down there, ladies. That will give her encouragement. She'll complete the event of the exercise if she knows you as spectators over the fence are right behind her. So, give her another cheer. Thank you, she said. Appreciate that. You'll find some official blessings and congratulations.
Selain pertunjukan pemotongan kayu, ada juga pertunjukan hewan yang mirip dengan pertunjukan domba. Pertunjukan ini bernama Pertunjukan Alpaka. Alpaka merupakan binatang yang menyusui berasal dari Amerika Selatan yang menyerupai lama dan berukuran kecil dari lama, di mana alpaka tidak dapat digunakan sebagai hewan pengangkut tetapi untuk diambil bulunya.
Distracting Nova though. Beautiful. Alright, put them away.
Bulu hewan alpaka mempunyai serat yang berfungsi untuk digunakan sebagai bahan pembuatan barang rajutan dan jahitan seperti wool dari domba. Nah, teman-teman dapat melihat alpaka yang cantik dan ada juga alpaka yang sedang menikmati makanan yang telah tersedia. Serta alpaka yang sedang bersantai sambil menikmati udara kipas yang segar seperti di pantai. Hehehe. Apabila teman-teman ingin memegang alpaka, pastikan memegang dan mengelus dari kepala alpaka. Dan jika alpaka dipegang di bagian badan atau ekor, maka alpaka akan menendang. Saya berfoto sejenak bersama alpaka di pertunjukan alpaka. Pada sisi lain, ada peternak alpaka yang juga ikut meramaikan perayaan Easter Show. Dan peternak tersebut mempunyai alpaka yang terbaik sehingga mendapatkan penghargaan dari perlombaan alpaka. Sang peternak juga menyediakan informasi tentang alpaka berupa brosur, kartu informasi, dan buku yang dapat diambil oleh pengunjung secara gratis. Suasana pada siang hari itu masih tidak begitu ramai, dan hanya terlihat beberapa pengunjung yang sedang melihat dan mengamati alpaka yang sedang makan. Dan ada juga peternak-peternak lain yang berasal dari kota, negara, wilayah NSW yang ikut meramaikan acara pertunjukan alpaka. Selain alpaka berwarna putih, ada juga alpaka yang berwarna coklat, hitam, dan putih coklat. Di mana tipe bulu dari satu alpaka berbeda dari yang lainnya, sehingga pada saat pencukuran bulu alpaka, untuk dijadikan bahan tenunan dan rajutan kain, kualitas produk dari bulu alpaka akan bervariasi. Sama halnya pada bulu domba yang dijadikan bahan pembuatan wool yang pemirsa telah ketahui. Adapun makanan alpaka yaitu rumput segar, sama halnya makanan kambing dan sapi. Pada sebagian kandang alpaka diberikan pasir putih yang berfungsi untuk membuat alpaka merasa tetap hangat sewaktu bersantai dan juga untuk memudahkan pembersihan kandang dari kotoran yang dikeluarkan oleh alpaka. Terlihat seekor alpaka yang ingin berselfie sejenak.
Hai, Kedua, saya alpa, saya alpaka yang imut, hihihi.
Halo.
Setelah melihat alpaka, perjalanan dilanjutkan dengan melihat stand penjual yang menjual produk yang terbuat dari bulu alpaka, di mana pengunjung dapat membeli secara langsung produk dari bulu alpaka seperti kaos kaki, mantel, topi, kain tenun, dan berbagai souvenir lainnya. Ada produk kerajinan dari bulu alpaka dan mesin tenun kain yang dapat dilihat dari pertunjukan alpaka. Di sisi lain terdapat pajangan produk dan alat pemintal serat dari bulu alpaka menjadi benang yang dapat dilihat secara langsung oleh pengunjung. Tetapi, mesin dan produk yang terpajang pada pertunjukan ini tidak diperbolehkan untuk disentuh. Saya sedang memegang bulu alpaka secara langsung. Ternyata bulu alpaka sama halusnya seperti bulu domba. Kemudian perjalanan dilanjutkan untuk melihat secara langsung pemintalan serat dari bulu alpaka menjadi benang dan proses menenun kain dari bulu alpaka.
Sort of like sets it. Just when I think it's, strong enough, it's getting there.
Oh, yeah.
Each time it goes through, it makes it a little bit more firmer. It's a needle felting it. So it's got needles that go up and down in here. So I can make something this wide, but I'm only doing it. Yeah. And then all it's doing is, like each time it goes up and down, it's pushing the needles and pushing the fibres. It grabs some fibre and pushes it into the other fibre, and, like mixes it together. Yes.
So the thread is from the
Alpaca?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is all alpaca.
Oh. I think it's very warm.
Yes, it's very warm.
This is how it started.
Selanjutnya, dalam perjalanan menuju ke gedung pertunjukan, saya melihat beberapa unta di halaman kawasan Istosio. Dan akhirnya sampailah saya di gedung pertunjukan. Pada gedung pertunjukan, pemirsa akan menyaksikan secara langsung pertunjukan sulap, di mana pertunjukan ini hanya dapat dilakukan oleh profesional dan adegan ini tidak boleh dilakukan di rumah. Selamat menyaksikan.
Everybody else, very nice to see you out here. Very nice indeed. My name's Shep, and I'll be the host of the Psycho Sideshow. That's a big picture of me right there. We're about to do the Psycho Sideshow on this stage, and I just want to do a little survey before we start. And because I know what it's like when you're walking around the showground and suddenly you find somewhere to sit down and have a rest. It's blissful. So I sort of want to find out how many people are here for the Psycho Sideshow and how many people are here because it was just a nice place to sit down. So I'll ask the first question. If you answer with your voices, like a nice big voice that I can hear, that would help me. If you're here for the Psycho Sideshow, just say yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. No need to ask the second question. And that really really gives me hope. It makes me think that we're going to have a really, really awesome show. That was a good bunch of energy right there at the start. Okay, so we're pretty much ready to go. I want to do just one quick thing. Yep, I've got time to do one quick thing. It will make the performers feel wonderful if they know that you're all here and you're all into it. So I'd like to do just one quick practice round of applause. So after 3, just a quick practice round of applause if you can. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. I don't want you to peak too early. So that was good. Thank you very much. All right. I think we're pretty much ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, thumbs up there. Good. Thumbs up there. Okay, cool. All right, we're on. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of Sydney, would you please welcome to the stage the Psycho Sideshow. Thanks very much for coming, Sydney. Now these are classic Australian stock whips, and every time you hear a sound like this, that's a little cracker on the end of the whip actually breaking the sound barrier. For a millisecond, that little bit there goes faster than the speed of sound. And in the olden days, whips like this were instruments of torture. They used to punish people with them. That's because if they hit you, they really hurt. And so right now, we thought we'd up the stakes with a little bit of whip cracking accuracy for you. Upping the stakes even further now with one from the face. Bang on, perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat, because for the next little while, you are with the Psycho Sideshow. All right. Okay, well, there's a heap to get through, a whole lot of weird, unusual skills, and let's start it off with the Space Cowboy. Yeehaw, ladies and gentlemen, the Space Cowboy is one of the best double whip crackers you'll ever see. Nice work, cowboy. And show him a little bit more. Wow, did you see that? He nearly dropped one. That's cool. Double. Excellent. Double with a pirouette. Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, the Space Cowboy. Nice work, cowboy. And you will see more of him very, very shortly. All right. Now you've walked into a sideshow. That's unusual people doing unusual things, okay? So you're going to see some stuff on this stage that I guarantee you will have not seen anywhere else. And I want to just sort of clarify 2 things before we really kick this show into main gear. And the first thing is, what's happening here, it's like an energy experiment. It's like a symbiotic sideshow experiment. And what that means is, I'll introduce the acts, and as they come on stage, you clap, cheer, scream, whistle if you got it, like a big whistle, like something like that. Whatever noise you've got, you let it out. And as they're coming on stage, these performers, they hear your applause and they think, oh wow, this is a brilliant audience, and they give their best to you, which means you get the best from it, which means together we sort of feed off each other and we turn this thing into a symbiotic sideshow party, if you catch my drift. Now the second thing that I'd like to just get clear before we start is, as you can see, it's a fairly full stadium. I asked a question question a moment ago, and everyone who's in here is here to see the Psycho Sideshow. Now, often what happens is the latecomers haven't got anywhere to sit, and they get to sit here, which is actually the best seats in the house. So, if anyone wants to come and get the best seats in the house, you are more than welcome just to come and sit right there. You get to see everything up really close. All it usually takes is one or two kids to start it. They go, oh, I'm going to get the best seat. And as soon as one person started it, good on you, mate, you started something. And as soon as one person started it, then heaps of other people go, oh yeah, I'll do it too. Like, we don't use any volunteers. We're not going to embarrass anybody. So you can come and get the best seats in the house. And what it will do is it'll free up some seats for the latecomers who haven't arrived yet. All right, thanks very much. I can tell this is going to be a great show. And ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our first artiste. This is your first chance to let me know you understood what I said about making the acts feel good. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody here, would you please make it big, loud, and long as we welcome the one and only Great Gordo Gamsby. There's a lot to take in. Every bit of it's awesome. I mean, I bet you all want to be dressed like this at 1:30 in the afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Gordo Gamsby will now blow your minds with a piece of pure hardcore sideshow. Because right now, he will attempt to lift the weight of that disco ball off the ground using nothing but this hook and the muscles in his tongue. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call pierced weightlifting. That's a 180-degree twist. The tongue is effectively upside down. And this, if you know your maths, is 270 degrees. But he doesn't stop there. That's the revolution of the tongue. I love the unwinding bit. All right. And now, it's time for Gordo to deliver what he came here for. Ladies and gentlemen, if he can get this mirror ball off the ground more than about that far, then he's done his job here and he's done it well. If he was trying to do this at home by himself, there's no way he could do it. This is an energy exchange, okay? And you can help him out with a little bit of enthusiasm and a little bit of energy. You just tell me when you're ready and I'll ask the people to help. Okay, cool. You can help him out now. A little bit of noise goes a long way in this game. Help him out, Sydney. Help him out, Sydney. Come on, Gordo, do it for the people. Everyone, help him out. Help him out. Come on, Gordo. Come on. Come on. Let's see it. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, he does It's a pretty broad genre, but everything you're going to see on the stage will be completely unique and unusual. All right. I mean, I wish I could just stay and chat, but I've got to rush this thing through. There's a lot to get through, so our next act is ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you did a wonderful job when I brought on the great Gordo Gamsby. The more people have come in, and now you know the deal, I reckon you'll be a tiny bit more into it. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a true living legend, and you're about to find out why. You've probably seen him on TV. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Space Cowboy!
Australia's most prolific Guinness World Records breaker. Oh, thank you. Well, that actually means I currently hold more Guinness World Records than any other Australian. You see, I hold records for knife throwing, whip cracking, chainsaw juggling. I catch speeding arrows with my bare hand while blindfolded. But some of the favourite records that I do currently hold are, in fact, for the ancient yet deadly arts of sword swallowing. So I thought I'm going to start this show off in the best way that I know how. I'm going to push a sword down my throat. And nobody gives a crap. I'll do it anyway. Alright, I know there's skeptics. Some people think sword swallowing is a trick. So I'll prove that it's real. I need to borrow a kid. I'm not allowed to do that again. My insurance goes right up, it's not worth it. Thank you for volunteering your life, I can't do it. No, sword swallowing is real, live, and bloody dangerous. But for you guys, anything. And I'll tell you what, some of the world records for sword swallowing I've got is swallowing multiple swords underwater, swallowing swords on a tall unicycle, and 2 weeks ago, live on the Sunrise Breakfast television show, I broke my 56th Guinness World Record. That was when I managed to swallow 29 swords, simultaneously pushed down my throat. Now, in order to do this, I have to stretch my throat and esophagus for 3 days with rubber hoses. So this is just my entree. Here we go. I'll tell you what, by the looks of your faces, you want to see something a little bit more unique than me just pushing a sword down my throat. So let's make this interesting. A sword swallowing act with an unusual twist.
meet the next member of our gang. She is known all over the globe as the pain-proof pin-up, and you're about to find out why. You're doing a really brilliant job with the energy, and I thank you very much for that. Would you please keep it up, make it ring all around the showground as we welcome onto the stage the one and only Miss Zoe L'Amour.
Pretty deadly, right? As you can see, I've attached some swords to the front, and right now you are in for a treat, because I shall attempt to climb these rings of lead tie wire, wearing nothing on my feet. But first, I shall satisfy each and every one of you with this cucumber. My swords are real.
Well, you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, slices through every single one. What you see is exactly what you get here at the Psycho Sideshow.
No tricks. Now, I'm not going to lie when I say this is going to really hurt. And that's where all of you come in. You see, it's your energy and it's your applause that's going to help me get to the top of the ladder. The more noise you guys all make, the less pain I feel and the more fun we have, right? So, are you ready? This is going to be good. Let's do this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as she said, she will ascend the ladder of sword. Those sword blades slice through that cucumber. So, ladies and gentlemen, here she goes, Miss Zoe L'Amour ascending the ladder of swords. The first bit is really difficult, getting all the way up on that first step. A little bit of encouragement goes a long way. The second step, up she goes, getting incrementally more difficult and dangerous as she gets to the third step, working against gravity. Sometimes she can go onto one leg, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Zoe L'Amour. And now up onto the top rung. Yep. And then all the way to the top of the ladder. Would you pick it up, please, for Miss Zoe L'Amour? Now, this elaborate prop has more than one purpose. You just witnessed the sword ladder of doom, but now it's time for the coffin of death. 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 You get the point. All right, let's lock her in there, boys. Lock her in there good. All right, lock her in. That's the way. So I don't think she wants to be in there, cowboy. Just push her hand back in. Just push it in. Can't believe you. All right, and now, ladies and gentlemen, the coffin of death. The Space Cowboy and the Great Gordo Gansby will push, jam, force, shove, and stab about 20 sword blades through the box from either side. Each time reducing the available space inside. Each time making it incrementally more difficult and dangerous to be in there as Miss Zoe L'Amour contorts and twists her body to escape these sword blades. There's still a whole heap to go, so keep it coming, boys. Well, that's a big one. Keep it coming. I don't know what's going on in there, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm glad it's not me in there. All right, there's two more from this side. I think there's two more from Gordo's side, so we are nearly there. We are very nearly there. Last one from Gordo's side. Good. Oh, what's this? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the Space Cowboy with the 5-foot Scottish broadsword in from the top, leaving virtually zero space at all. I don't know. How are you going in there, Zoe? You heard her. She wants to be let out, boys, and she probably wants to be let out quite quickly. So let's make that happen. As I say, ladies and gentlemen, she's known around the globe just found, you just saw one of the reasons why. Let's pick it up for Miss Zoe Lamore. What's that I hear you say? What's the score? You want some more? Sure, we'll put your jaws on the floor. This is Miss Zoe Lamore. Very nice work indeed. Alright, so now folks, you've met all the other members of the gang, so it's now time for me to just take a little moment to show you just one thing that I can do. You see this? This is a dingo trap. Antique, barbaric instrument of animal torture, basically. This thing's designed to rip and then to grip. It rips the wound and then it grips the flesh of any animal that falls into its jaws. It's so cruel and barbaric that it's actually illegal to buy and sell these things anymore. You'll never be able to buy one. And that's good, because they're so evil. This one snaps at over 200 pounds per square inch. And because of how it's double sprung like that, it's actually impossible to set it by yourself. It takes the weight of two fully grown adults to be able to set the dingo trap. Now, over my time working in sideshows around the globe, careful, careful, you okay? You alright? Good, right. Because you don't want to make a mistake with this. You could lose a finger or even a whole hand. I'm serious. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, over my time working in sideshows around the world, I have learned various techniques that allow me to place various parts of my anatomy into animal traps and avoid all injury. And very shortly, I'll be showing you exactly what I'm talking about. But first of all, so you understand the barbaric potential of this evil machine, we're going to do a quick demonstration. And for the demonstration, we're going to use this. I know it's a waste, but I want to prove a point here. 440ml can of pure Irish Guinness. Now, this could get messy, so we put the tarp down, and we've also made absolutely certain that this can has not been shaken, it has not been disturbed, it's been exactly up and down like that since we got it from the bottle shop. That really clear to you. Nothing has been tampered with in any way. 100% up and down, static the whole time. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the demonstration. Something, ladies and gentlemen, we're not mucking around here at all in any way. There is no exaggeration here. This thing, well, careful, it's slippery now as well. This thing is evil and barbaric. This thing is strictly for the hardcore. And right now, I'll show you how I earned my reputation as the king of animal traps. I will slam my arm down into this dingo trap. Seriously. I will then walk around to the front of the stage and I'll climb up a step ladder. Now, when I hit the top of the step ladder, I will smile. And I smile through the pain because I love sideshow. And when you see me smile, all of you, from the front to the very, very back, when you see me smile, that's your cue to let Sideshow 2. So here we go, folks. No more mucking around. Whole arm in the bingo track. Just wait half a... Okay, here I go. Smile! Oh, come on! Everyone! I can see you all! Come on, people! All right, boys. Get it off me. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. Now, we have one more for you here. One more here at the Psycho Sideshow today. But folks, we're on again here at 4:30, and we are on here again at 1:30 and 4:30 for the next few days of the show. So, could you please do us a favour? Could you please tell your friends about this? Just spread the word. Hopefully we can get crowds as big and as enthusiastic as you guys for the rest of our time here in Sydney. If you can do me that favour, if you can use your voices and tell your friends, just say yeah. Thank you very much, Sydney. Looks like we've got ourselves a deal. All right, I told you he was a living legend, and I was not lying, ladies and gentlemen. As far as it goes, in the global community of Sideshow, he is pretty much the top of the tree. I said you might have seen him on TV, and if you haven't, you've probably seen him in the Guinness Book of World Records because he's been featured in every Guinness World Record book since 2008. He really is a living legend, and right now it's the last act today, so there's no reason to hold anything back at all. Everybody here, would you make it absolutely massive for the Space Cowboy?
All right, my friends, for the final stunts here at the Psycho Sideshow today, I'm going to attempt to break one of my own Guinness World Record stunts. And that is going to combine sword swallowing and weightlifting like you've never seen it before. Now, Zoe L'Amour and the Great Kota are bringing on stage two 50-litre beer kegs. They weigh 30 kilograms each. The weight of the bar that's welded to the handle of this sword is just over 5 kilograms. Now, the current Guinness World Record for the most weight suspended from a swallowed sword is 30 kilograms. In other words, if I manage to swallow this blade, pick up all of this weight, let go with my hands, and suspend all the weight from the sword down my throat, you guys are witnessing history. A brand new Guinness World Record right here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. You guys want to see it? Alright, if that's all you've got, I'm not going to do it. Do you want to see it? Well, why didn't you say so? Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to get one thing quite clear. These kegs here, they have to remain pretty much stationary through this stunt because once they're connected, any movement out here is just amplified, magnified on the tip of the blade, which is down inside him. So basically, any movement here could cause an internal hemorrhage there. Put it this way, a moment ago I risked my limb for your entertainment, but right now the Space Cowboy will risk his very life. Sword swallowing and weightlifting combined. What you're looking for is for these hands to come away from the bar. If that happens, you are witnessing a doubling of the world record. So watch for the hands and then go ballistic. There it is. It doesn't last long because it is so amazing
You've been a great crowd, and we have been the Psycho Sideshow. Much love to each and every one of you. You be good to each other now, okay? And maybe we'll see you again one day. Bye for now.
We have been working with various dedicated councils to keep bringing you guys our performances. The team members are all dance lovers who devote their time to enriching the cultural life of the community and promoting diversity of culture. Today, the MCC dance group will perform traditional Chinese dances. One is called the Dance of Spring. I hope that everyone enjoys today, and I wish you all a happy afternoon. Now, on to the first performance, the Dance of Spring.
Sekian perjalanan di pertunjukan Easter pada hari ini. Sampai jumpa lagi teman-teman. Bersambung ke edisi terakhir. Klik tombol subscribe untuk mendapatkan video lainnya, dan klik tombol lonceng untuk mendapatkan notifikasi video baru. Semoga Anda menikmati videonya dan terima kasih telah menonton.